The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles. And broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Welcome in to Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. Wake up! It's been a minute.
No, that was a good one.
It was
good. I started
all right.
off strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we needed it.
I like the vibes.
It was a good one.
It was a good one? You sure?
Yeah.
Ready to try?
No.
Okay. How y'all doing this morning, ladies? Y'all good?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear too much dead noise in here. How are y'all, ladies? Y'all good?
We're good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? Do.
Yeah. Get on the table.
Wake up!
Might as well dance. Dance around. I don't know.
Now, Chris. Chris be instigating back there with this button.
He does. Oh,
He be pressing it.
I love it. I love it. You know what I also love? Listen to head coach Brian Schottenheimer. He is like,
Yeah.
he always says the right things, especially when you know you need to hear it. Specifically, of course, with this team going through what they're going through right now. Hell, everybody in the building going through what they're going through
Talk
right now.
about it.
Everybody in damn near the nation going through what they're going through. Mourning a guy like Marshawn Kneeland, and head coach Schotty talked to the media for the very first time. It was very emotional yesterday, and let's go ahead and hear what he had to say.
The culture and the guys in that locker room will be okay because of the strength that they draw from one another. And we've got some guys that have been through this. I've never been through something like this, this close, that hits this close to home. There's guys that I can draw from with their experiences, and everybody deals with it different. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be the best thing in the world for them. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be painful, and that's okay. And we're going to give each other grace and time. But I do promise you this, these guys will be ready to play against the Raiders. And we will honor Marshawn with how we play, not just against the Raiders, but for the rest of the season.
Let you guys hear that. There's a lot of things said yesterday from Schotty, but before we do talk ball, because respectfully, this is still a topic that we need to touch on, is Marshawn Kneeland. We will get into Raiders film in the next segment, or possibly this one, but just hearing from Schotty for the first time, that entire presser was about Kneeland, as it should be. And ladies, and y'all start with you, Bree. What was kind of your favorite thing that you heard from him yesterday in that presser?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to really thank not just Schottenheimer, but the Cowboys for allowing their head coach to go up there for 25-plus minutes and understand that this was only about Marshawn Kneeland answering tough questions, and he gave us the human that he's given us all season. So I just want to say thank you for that, because, again, this whole situation has, I believe, brought the community together outside of this building. Mm-hmm. I saw flowers starting to go out outside, too, yesterday as well. I was actually sitting right outside the presser because I was going live right after it ended, and I didn't even get to see his face till after. I rewatched it, but listening to it did it enough, and I could hear there was certain points we didn't just show that right now, but there was a point where he came to tears. At the end, he came to tears again when they asked him about how does this make him feel, has daughters close to Marshawn, a daughter close to Marshawn Kneeland's age, and it just hits close to home. The biggest quote that stood out to everyone, I think, yesterday when, how do you gather your team and how do you get ready to play ball, right, Monday night and just, move on. And he said that you don't move on, but you move forward. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the part that stuck out to me the most. And respectfully, and I like how they're keeping the guys close to the vest and this is normally the time we'd be in a locker room this week, and we're going to respectfully give them their space, and they're going to bring out selected players for us to be able to still do our jobs. But I was kind of like, what is it going to feel like for the first time to go into the locker room and to see Kneeland's name up there? And then I'm sure there's like flowers and things that we saw that was posted online a couple of days ago. And I'm honestly just how this organization is handling it, I think it's with grace.
Yeah, and I think this is part of the reason why you hire someone like a Brian Schottenheimer. I think we've talked about it. You mentioned it earlier, Bree, is he's always been very open with showing the human side of who he is. And I think in a time like this where, and I'm saying for more with what players that are coming into the league are like now, it sounds like that relatability is something that they appreciate from coaches. Yep. They appreciate coaches that, I want you to run through a wall for me, but I don't mind telling you, what's on the other side of the wall. I don't mind giving you the information. I don't mind you asking questions, because this is a league that has kind of traditionally been, you do what I say because I'm your coach or whatever, but just the way that he's handled things from the time he's gotten here, this was one of the reasons why I thought coming into this season that we had to see it on the field, but we saw more than enough evidence that this was a person that understood that he was coaching young men and, kind of the totality of what it is to be an athlete at this level. So I just think in that presser, it really, to me, reassured me that, they're still figuring some things out on the field, but this is a guy that gets it. And Bree, I think I like that you highlighted how they're handling this situation with grace, and giving the players their time and giving them some space and giving them some time to process. And also for y'all, also for the folks that go in the locker room. Like, I hadn't even thought about the idea of you ladies going in the locker room and what that would feel like, seeing him, him not there, his space just there, the flowers and stuff. So I agree. I felt like the way that they handled it yesterday was awesome, and that stood out to me as well, Bree, is we don't move on, we just move forward. I was like, okay, mic drop, Shotty, because I think that's something that we
made
can
you
carry.
think. It made you think.
Yeah, it made you think, and it's something you can carry not only into this situation, but into other situations as well.
Yeah, and I also love that he was open about just saying there's no playbook to this.
Right.
There's no recipe of how you move on from this. I don't think anybody has the answers to that. But it sounds like, they will be playing with, heavy hearts into each game for the rest of the season, probably next year, for years to come, with this loss. And I do want to make sure I shine a light on what Solomon had said, at the vigil. He basically was like, Kneeland was a guy that looked up to him, and he appreciated that, because coming from a different organization, he kind of felt like the outcast, still does at times. But when he first got here, Kneeland, as a second-year guy, was the one who kind of took him under his wing and said hey, we boys, you're my big brother. I'm gonna look up to you. I looked at you, when you were in New York. So he had a chance to introduce him to his wife, and of course his wife met Kneeland's girlfriend, Catalina, and was like, I want her to take her under her wing and things like that. So he had a lot of guys that loved him, loved his work ethic, loved him as a person. And everything that he brought, day in and day out. So certainly want to make sure we shined a light on Marshawn Kneeland. We'll have a special tribute to him tomorrow on the show, so make sure to catch up with us tomorrow. But we're going to take our first break early and here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, and we'll get to breaking down some film up next.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join us every Friday and Saturday night from November 21st to December 20th for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com.
Woo! Welcome back into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. We got a game to talk about. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know. I was trying to make a little.
I'm like, where were we?
Yeah, I was trying to be real. Okay, it's fine. All right, Aisha's insights. You know what time it is. All right, what you got?
Yeah.
Stressing you out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
No, this Raiders defense is, as I got into watching them a little bit last night, they're interesting because some of the stats, like you look at them and you're just like, okay, you're good here, but you're not good here. You're good here, you're not good here. This Raiders defense is led by Patrick Graham. He's been the defensive coordinator for the Raiders for the 4th year, and he was one of the coaches they retained, even though they brought in all new coaches for, the Pete Carroll regime. So kind of speaks to kind of what they thought about him as a coach coming in and everything. When you look at the Raiders defense, their defensive line, we talked about Max Crosby briefly yesterday. On the other side of that defensive line, you also do have Snowden. And I do think that, what Charles Snowden, what they're able to do in run defense is a little bit more impressive than what the rest of the defense looks as itself. I mean, they're only giving up about 4 yards a carry to two running backs this year. They kind of held J.K. Dobbins and those Broncos folks in check last week. Obviously, I mean, their interior, you're not going to get a crap ton of push from them. You're not getting a lot of pressure from them. But again, as a run defense, they're decently sound. Yeah, like they're decently sound. This is not a defense that is just gonna get run or pass on very heavily. When you get into their linebacker position, they have Jamal Adams as their will linebacker, who is a former safety, but he's been brought in, and he's always been a player that's played close to the line of scrimmage. But the Raiders was just like, all right, listen, you want to be down the box so bad, here, dang. And it works for them on that second level. They also have Devin White manning the Mike position, Roberts on the other side at the Sam. This second level isn't poor. Like, it's not poor. I'm not going to say that it's a good second level, but it's not a poor second level. And then you get to the safeties and the secondary. These guys don't give up a whole bunch, but there will be some communication. You can get behind these safeties at times. Jeremy Chin, familiar opponent, and I used to play with the Commanders, the Redskins at that time. He's a guy that can come from hash to hash and make some plays. So as a defense, I was surprised at them. When you talk about their pass rush rate, They're not.
Yeah, it's not.
They're not rushing the passer well,
Yep.
but they'll defend the run decently. 25th in pass rush rate, 24th in pressure rate. Like I said, they're getting very little interior push. Tyree Wilson was a guy that they drafted as a defensive end. I think they've been disappointed in his output. They've been disappointed in Kuntz's output, but he is recovering from a knee injury. This defense gives up about 24 points per game. So last week against the Broncos, this was a little bit of an anomaly with them holding the Broncos to 5 of 15 on third down, 1 of 3 in the red zone, and only holding them to 150 yards passing. That's kind of out the ordinary for them. This is a defense that is going to average about 6 sacks per game, mostly coming from Max Crosby.
Hello.
Mostly coming from Max Crosby. Because he's kind of important for them. But it's like I said, it's a weird defense. And I look at what Dallas is doing. I know we've been hard on the offensive line, but since week 5, they've been 11th in pass blocking and 10th in pressure rate. This isn't a offensive line that is giving up a lot of sacks either. They're 15 on the league on the year. That's 7th in the league. So I think Dallas should be able to move the ball in spots on this Raiders defense.
Yeah, one thing I was gonna point out was that teams have had to methodically move the ball against them. They're not doing too much explosive plays downfield and things like that, which is obviously a good thing for them. But when you talk about the defensive line, Max Crosby, I believe he has a career low pressure rate as well. He's asked to do a little bit more in the run game. What is their identity right now defensively, if they have one?
I think their identity really is they want to stop the run. Like, obviously, against the pass, I mean, they're middle of the pack with passing yards allowed. And also, too, when you talk about third down, I want to correct myself from yesterday. I said that they were 13th on third down as an offense. I got them flipped. They are 16th on third down as an offense. And they are 13th.
I'm about to get in line.
And they're 13th on, no, it was me. And they are 13th on third down as a defense. So, again, you like, are y'all bad or not?
Yeah.
But I also think that you're looking at a defense that struggles from their offense not being able to produce. So they're on the field a lot. So this could be a game where if the Raiders offense is able to move the ball on Dallas, this defense is no slouch to where they're just like, oh, you're going to move the ball on us all day. There are spots where you can take advantage of them. This isn't a defense that's given up 350 yards in multiple games this year, but Dallas has done the same. I do think Dallas offensively is going to have to come on with it. They're gonna to me, this is not a defense you can just sleep on. I think they are gonna have to come on with it.
I think when you look at Cowboys defense, Raiders defense, when you're talking about the struggles, there's actually a lot of similarities. The difference between this squad and that squad overall is we have a guy named Dak Prescott run the offense, and they got a guy named Geno Smith who looks like he's fighting for his life. He's been playing injured, and they just don't want to put in that backup QB who got one snap last week after he's dealing with this quad contusion that looks like he's dealing with week after week. The defense, of course, Max Crosby's a name. That was the name that was floating around. People wanted over here at once upon a time, right? We know what he brings. He's being double-teamed like crazy, and he's still able to, like Aisha just said, get the numbers up for this defense. I think the DBs are pretty decent looking at them and what they're able to do in coverage. Yeah. Like Nicole said, they don't really give up too many explosive plays, and that speaks volumes when you aren't able to really get pressure on the QB. I looked a little bit of the Denver game, which was so sleepy, by the way. The final score, Lord, nobody was scoring. There was a meme with Bo Nix and Geno Smith helmets backwards because that's how it felt like the offense was performing. But that speaks to what the defense was able to do. The Raiders defense kept them in that game and gave them multiple opportunities. They literally shot themselves in the foot with double-digit penalties, field goal issues, and Ashton Genty had like a 30-yard run that got negated by a penalty. Like, that's what was going on with the Raiders. Like, they had multiple opportunities to win. Their defense kept them in that game. But then I went back and I was just kind of looking at, to your point, what defense is going to show up. You don't really know, to be honest, because the Chiefs blew them out 31-zip in that game. I was like, let me just see what was going on. Patrick Mahomes was running any and anywhere, and it looked like he had time to pack the car, unload,
Please.
and still throw the ball.
Yeah, they're not
There
getting
was
pressure.
Nothing they could do to stop him. When you got to the fourth quarter, the Chiefs took out their starters, and all they did was run. For a team that's identity is supposed to be to stop the run, to your point, right? That's what they're built upon defensively. They didn't do none of that. They was running wherever they want. They ran on 4th and 8. Okay, that's what the Chiefs were doing to them. It got disrespectful. The Raiders gave up 30 first downs in that game. So you get a team like that, and then you go to a team that just put up how many points on us on the road 2 weeks ago to Denver, and then you play one hell of a defensive game. But again, their offense, we talked about it, is giving up, is the leading, what was your stat yesterday? 3 and outs?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can find
So
it.
I think you said like their top 5 or something, 3 and outs or something.
The offense don't be on the field
They
that
don't
long.
get. There we go.
Their
Oh.
defense is doing all the work. So that's why I said when you look at this team, they're the complete opposite because they're not helping out.
It was time of possession. It was time of possession is that they were 27th in the league in time of possession, which lets you know
Stay on the
their
defense stays on the
defense stays on the field, and I think that is essentially what wears them down. Now, what they will do is use Jeremy Chin to come down in the slot sometimes and
He was
defend.
doing a lot last game. I saw him.
Yeah, he's kind of their chess piece, I guess you want to say. So that matchup against someone like a Jake Ferguson is something to definitely keep an eye out on as well. But overall, like I said, this is their linebackers are not bad. I ain't gonna sit over and say they're good because Devin White be looking lost sometimes too. And I'm like, how are you lost? You too big and grown. You've been playing this game too long. But
We can't talk about nobody
Please.
linebackers.
Yeah,
we can't. We got to see the Cowboys
I gotta
play
see
better. But the defensive line, like, they will stop the run pretty efficiently, and the corners will come out and help. I know Stokes is a guy that's not afraid to come up and fill in the run. Obviously Adams and because these guys are a little bit smaller, they do have some more tweener, hybrid size kind of defenders. They can slip through, some of your double teams, some of your stuff. So I think that the Dallas offensive line, again, that we're looking to bounce back, is going to have to navigate some of their slippery, smaller defenders being able to come up at the line of scrimmage and kind of disrupt what you want to do. I mean, that's really what Jamal Adams is known for. Obviously, we talked about Jeremy Chin, who will come from even the safety position or the nickel position and help in the run. And then Stokes on the outside is someone that I when I was watching him last night, I was like, oh, he ain't scared to come up and tackle either. So Dallas does have to be aware of that in this game. I'm looking for Dallas to get better on 3rd down. Okay. I mean, they're 6th in the league on 3rd down, but this last couple of games we've seen a lot of these drives stall, and I think if you can put this offense in the position where they have to score, it's going to open up opportunities for you to take the ball away because Gino be throwing the ball away
But unlike the Raiders offense, I will say, at least last week, I heard Sean Payton talking about the Raiders throwing some wrinkles in defensively that he wasn't necessarily prepared for, and that's what loading up the box with 6. That's something that he wasn't expecting, and I think the frustration on that side of in Vegas is like the offense is so predictable that they can't do anything, right? They're not committing to the run. They're not going to their key guys. Like some of the key guys had like 2-3 targets last week, but defensively they were able to switch things up.
Such a good point. That's such a good point about the load in the box. Because
with those hybrid pieces that you just mentioned,
yeah,
they can
that's
do that.
Such a good point that you bring up that Sean Payton mentioned. And I think that's the opportunity for Dallas to make some big plays downfield.
That's
like
what I was
If they do that, it's gonna get ugly for them.
Well, and I think I want it to get dusty and I want it to get ugly. I want Dallas to go out here and really put their best foot forward. Not only just on the defensive side of the ball, but this offense really, to me, I'm looking for them to kind of get back in a rhythm, and we see them do some of the stuff that we had seen them doing previously. This is supposed to be one of the best offenses in the league. The last couple of games, we have not seen that production in the red zone. We have not seen the 3rd down efficiency. To your point, this is a defense that will kind of mix and shake some things up. Man, this offensive line that's kind of still trying to gel together, they're going to have, to communicate and make sure they're picking up on some of these stunts and some of these blitzes and some of the stuff that they like to do.
That was my question, was how should Dallas play in those protections to keep Max Crosby from wrecking the game like he can.
I mean, really, Max is a guy that, like, the tenacity in which he plays with is that you're going to have to keep coming at him. So either you need to, he's not one of those defenders that if you run at him, he's going to quit. But fatigue is real. And being on the field is for a long period of time is real. And so I think if Dallas you want to have, like, some quick hitters, explosive plays, but I'm looking for Dallas to dominate time of possession. I'm looking for Dallas to really try to wear down this defense, because to me, Bree, you can tell me, Nicole, you can tell me, I think the defense is the stronger unit of the team right now.
It is.
And so and your offense is a stronger unit of your team. So let's come on with it and take it to them early in this game and take out their ability to run the ball or whatever and make them become one-dimensional.
I was going to say, is there an opportunity possibly to even attack their linebackers? Because even though they're not poor, they struggle in coverage.
Yeah,
that's familiar.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think, like I said, as a run defense, I think their second level has some continuity and they're able to help out. And obviously a lot of the smaller defenders that come and help. But I do think you can't take advantage of a Devin White because his change of direction ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. This ain't the Buck Devin White to me. And Roberts is their other guy that's out there that they use at the Sam. And sometimes he be running around looking like just confused. Just there's some confusion in pass protection sometimes. And to your point, Bree, with them mixing in some stuff, some different looks and different fronts and stuff, he's a guy that gets taken out of there when Roberts is, when they do their nickel packages. So sometimes when he comes back in, when they're in base, you can tell that he's a little confused and not picking up his cues as well. I agree with you, Nicole. I think that Dallas should be able to take advantage of their linebackers and coverage, but they got to do it because we've said this the last couple weeks. I feel like the last couple weeks prior to the bye, that there were opportunities to take advantage of the other team's second level, and Dallas didn't do that as well as I expected them to. Now, how you do that is
that's a question.
And then Jamal Adams, he's, like you mentioned, safety, and as soon as Pete Carroll, again, they spent time together in Seattle, so as soon as he brought him onto this squad, I saw a quote from their training camp saying, he told me right away that I'm going to be playing linebacker. Like, there was no it's and suck about it. But I've also noted some of the writers talking about his speed. He's not one of the fastest guys, and I think that's a way that Dallas can expose in utilizing some of the pieces that we talked about that hasn't been clicking thus far.
Like,
talking about the speedster.
Like Turpin?
That is the speedster I be talking about.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for him to have that game.
Yeah. I feel like, do you think that, I felt like, I know he was dealing with, was it a foot earlier in the season?
It was foot.
And I personally feel like since he's returned from the foot, he hasn't been as explosive, even in returns. But also, too, I just feel like offensively, where we were looking at him at the beginning of the year, kind of where he was fitting, you're like, oh, okay, he's a kind of a constant. That hasn't been the case for several weeks at this point. And to your point, Nicole, is this a game where maybe they try to get Turpin back involved into this offense a little bit more?
That would be. I can't really say it's the injury. I don't know why. It just feels like something else is going on.
I don't know what it is either,
but I will say, going back to what I saw in the Chiefs game also, where I think Dallas can kind of take advantage, those two tight ends was tearing them up.
Oh, yeah.
They was tearing them up. That first half, that's all they did. And then once the tight ends finished with them second half, they started just running the ball like crazy. So that we know what we got in Ferguson. Is that going to be Schoonmaker on the side, Brevin Spanford? Like, I think there's if they utilize their tight ends, I think this could be a game to really shine.
Yep. Well, hearing from Lunda, when the assistant coaches talked, he had said that, Brevin Spanford's time in the passing game will come eventually, but he hasn't been kind of like that player that's like, hey, put me in the game, coach. So he's kind of okay with playing his role right now. So it'll be obviously Jake Ferguson and more of Luke Schoonmaker. They like what they have in those guys right now. But Jamal Adams, what's the issue there? Because it seems like his play, obviously he's old. Listen,
that's crazy.
How old? That's not old. My bad. He's like 35. Is that old?
You gotta say
really old?
a senior of the
A senior, my bad. A senior.
Of the citizen.
A senior of the citizen. Maybe that sounds a little better. Is it 35 right?
No, it says 30.
Huh? My bad.
Now, because I'm straight 30.
My bad.
But in football years,
He's old.
I'm 6.
He's a senior of the citizen.
listen, football years,
I'm
he
going to
might
tell some
be-
of our 30 plus in the locker room who said they was old because we got some.
They not, well, first of all, because they be clowning me because of my foot size. So
crazy.
I ain't got no, I don't care. It's war.
That came out really bad. My bad. Let me try it again.
You did say old, hard.
How old's our quarterback? really old.
Look, oh, she think everybody elderly. Excuse.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to
My
the
bad. I wish
30 and up.
I wish.
Listen.
I can't wait to tell Christy.
Oopsies.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Go ahead.
Don't tell her.
She gonna tell on you.
She'll be so mad at me.
Not you snitching.
Don't do that. Don't be no snitch. Don't do that. What have y'all seen in his play kind of digress a little bit? Is it the moving him to linebacker, or you feel like it's just he's just become seasoned?
Well, I mean,
That's a better word.
he is safety.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't care. He's a bigger body safety, and he's always kind of been that player that, played well closer to the line of scrimmage, like kind of how we would think about a Donovan Wilson. But when you undersized, you undersized.
That's fair.
And yes, whereas he's helpful in coverage, we saw this in the Marquise Bell. Where he's helpful in coverage, and then also too he can come down in a run and help. Once you start, like, the physical toll that linebacker takes on you is different than it's at the safety position, and so I just think that and the age, which matters. He's had some injuries through the years. He's had quite a few injuries through the years, but I still think that there's still some I still feel like watching him. His ability to read the run is something that shows up. Sometimes know-how, like we're seeing with Clowney to me, is, yeah, he's older, but he knows how to read the run, the processing. And so I think that his processing is helping him even without the speed being as good as it was. I'm not saying it's pretty all the time. I'm just saying that as a unit, they're not a unit that I'm just like, oh, Dallas can just run through the whole time. I think that, in the passing game, they struggle, but as an overall unit, I'm not saying that they're one of the poorer units you've seen.
Interesting. Okay.
What do you think about him?
Oh, I was just asking a question.
Oh no, I was thinking maybe you saw something there.
No, no, it's good. I just thought that, like, obviously he played safety, but I just didn't understand where the real issues lied. Like, was it just because he's more seasoned? Is he losing speed? Like,
I don't think it's really necessarily an issue because, like, Pete wanted him to come, so there's that. There wasn't any hesitation. Like, he was pushing for him to come join his new squad, thinking the Raiders were going to be able to do something this year. And then, two, I think to your point, this is a guy that they consistently like to bring down.
He's been doing it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it makes sense. And you don't know who else they had maybe before. I know they've been banged up with injuries as well back there as well. But a lot of guys can't do that. They're not that versatile. So I think, yes, in one of my notes was his speed is a little bit, but I don't think that necessarily comes with age. I just think he's not that's not his game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's never really been to me.
Where do you...
Huh?
Let's see. I'm sick of you. Where's some opportunities that the Cowboys can attack downfield in the secondary? Because there are some.
Well, I was gonna say when Bree, you brought up the tight ends for the Chiefs tearing up the Raiders. I also think about a Pickens as the big slot. I think some of those quick slants and stuff like that will be able. I think the change of direction with those linebackers isn't efficient. And again, I'm not saying that And Pickens is a guy that can take it to the house when he gets it in a slant. But I do think maybe some of these bigger body receivers like a Flanoy, some of those guys can be used to attack the middle of the field as well. Now, when you talk about attacking downfield, like I said, Chin is, to me, is a pretty rangy guy, but the way that they have him, this is something you'll see with guys that play in the nickel and also have to play out, at the lower third of the field. Their eyes get caught looking. Yeah. Because he's a guy that likes to help out in the run. He's a guy that likes to help man the middle of the field. But if they got them, back there in like a too high, sometimes his eyes do get a little undisciplined, and he's looking at what's happening. I think Pickens and CeeDee Lamb might be able to get behind them for some bigger plays on the outside, and that's just because of the moving parts. When you move a guy to nickel and then he's back out there and stuff, like, some guys can handle that really well. I think he handles it pretty well, but maybe Dak or Pickens and those guys can communicate and catch them slipping.
Okay. I think the key to this game is going to be proving that they can run the ball.
That's fine. That's fair.
That's going to be where it starts, because once I think the Cowboys get back to the run game we saw, minus 2 weeks of what we've seen go a little bit downhill, this defense isn't going to really know what to do, because you're going to have to force them to respect the run game, and then I think it's going to take off in the middle field to a team that typically doesn't give up those big chunk plays. However, they do play a lot of cover 3. I think that leaves for an opportunity for, I do think this is a game for Pickens to shine. I would love for it to be a game that both CeeDee and Pickens shine, which we haven't seen since CeeDee's return, where they're both popping off. Yeah. So that I think this could be the game to do it, but I think it starts with establishing the run first.
That's fair.
Get into play action and do what they do best.
All right, we're going to take our second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. We'll be right back.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Capture frame-worthy holiday photos with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa will be spreading holiday cheer from November 21st all the way through Christmas Eve. For information and to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa. Register before December 7th to save $5.
Wake up!
Santa.
Did you jump? I feel like I saw you jump.
I thought I saw it in my
I thought I saw her jump.
My eyes got big.
You sure?
But I didn't jump. I'm not afraid.
You're not scared.
I'm not afraid.
I saw her jump. I don't know. How y'all doing? When y'all like stop believing in Santa?
I was getting teased. My mom had to tell me.
I hate to say it.
Oh my God.
I've never celebrated Christmas really in my life. My
Fourth.
family doesn't celebrate Christmas. So Santa been a fictional character for me in my whole life.
Really?
No, I loved it. I used to bake cookies and everything.
fun.
No, I love that for y'all. I like Christmas time. Don't get it twisted.
Because I was getting teased at like.
I
big
love
age.
Christmas time. I like the way the mall used to feel when there was actually Black Friday deals. I like how everybody feels like happy.
I didn't like when the Santas were too skinny though. I was like, what's going on here? I did have questions.
And now as an adult, it just feels like consumerism.
Now it feels expensive.
Why are you going down in your chair like that?
I'm just saying. I'm like, and now as an adult, I'm like, you coming down people's chimney. You leaving.
You're ruining it.
You
Just
leaving
like the kids
stuff.
did back then for me, okay?
No. Enjoy your time.
Enjoy your
I love
time.
Christmas.
Me and the Tooth Fairy went way back though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I was making pay. That pissed me off when I found out about that.
She used to do me real good.
Y'all are sick. You talk about Black Friday deals. Hopefully, ain't no deal.
Those aren't real.
Getting done.
They don't exist no
They're
more.
not real.
But
They do.
back in the gap,
Bro,
it was.
Listen, I used to work at Best Buy, and what they do is do like 2 TVs that are mad low and have everybody lined up there for like, there would be people out there like 48 hours with lawn chairs. I'm just telling y'all the real.
Please stop. You're ruining it now.
Yeah, you're really ruining it.
I'm telling y'all the
like
truth.
it.
Stay asleep.
You mean stay woke?
Sleep.
No, she said.
Oh, like stay asleep instead of getting in line. Okay. I'm done. My bad. It's a wrap for the show. No, I'm just joking.
Little off track.
Yeah, that went way off track. All right.
For Best
Cowboys offensive line, where's some opportunities that they can take advantage of against this defensive front of the Raiders?
Terrence Steele better. What you say? What the button?
You ready?
Play the button.
Wake up!
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Terrence
I'm
Steele
here.
better come on.
Wake up!
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Terrence Steele better come on with it because I do think that they are going to go at him this
game.
this game.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tyler Guyton's gonna have his hands full a little bit with Snowden and the way that he's able to really stack. I like how he's able to. He shifts. I think he shifts his power well, and that's something that Guyton is still working. Is counter responding to the defensive lineman's counter. So, I think, that's something he's gotten better at this year, but Snowden is a guy that he's not just going to rush down the middle of you all the time. He does have a few things that he will do as far as, like, his toolbox with his hands. I mean, Guyton's going to have to play strong, too. So I would say I think Dallas can take advantage of the defensive interior.
Okay.
I think they can take advantage of the defensive interior. This isn't a defensive interior that's getting a lot of push out of Butler and those guys. Can they move these guys off the ball? Can they get to the second level on, Adams, an undersized linebacker, and, maybe just move
him out the way.
White out the way. Yeah, Dallas. That we haven't seen Dallas get to the second level as consistently as they did earlier in the year. This is maybe a time where they can really lean on that interior. That's together. That's all together again. Had some time to rest. A guy like Tyler Smith that needed some time. It seemed like because his knee was, come on with it. Move these guys off the ball. And it sounds like might be a home game, low key.
Yeah.
Might be kind of a home game, low key.
Raiders fans fed up.
They are on the mixed strike.
They're a little fed up over there. But I definitely agree. I think Steele's going to be the guy I'm looking at the most.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about it every week about how big he is in this Cowboys run game. But I think there's a another gentleman named Nate Thomas who keeps coming up during interviews and recently about kind of hinting like he's catching some eyes with the coaches a little bit. So I think that could light a little fire under Steele to know that.
They took him out before.
Well, his fire better be lit too, because I think this is the last year on this deal. Yeah. So there is a possibility. There's a possibility of him not being here anyway. But I will say with Nate Thomas, when he did come and play right tackle, I didn't like it. I think he's a far stronger left tackle. If they feel like he can play right tackle, love that. But he has shown himself to me in the time that I've watched him to be a far better left tackle. So it's kind of weird for me. I ain't going to hold you.
I've heard that conversation a lot with the writers about what world do we live in if, not necessarily this season, but if the Cowboys put Guyton to where on the other side, where
move him to right tackle.
Right tackle. He played it in college.
I know, but
those are just conversations in the air because I think a lot of people feel the way you do with Nate Thomas at right tackle.
I'm tired of people thinking that offensive line is just this interchangeable. It's not. It's not.
I'll shoot the message.
Well, you see what they did with Tyler Smith. Of course, he was able to play, inside and out, but like. He's thriving at left guard.
Yeah, and he still was on one side.
That's true. That's very true.
Because when you switch, literally, when you switch sides, it changes almost all of your mechanics, your mirroring, your kick step, your everything, your striking hand, everything. And so it's just interesting to me. Like I said, Nate Thomas, I watched, we've seen him play left guard, we've seen him left tackle. That's where he plays better at. So maybe they just trying to, like you said, light some fire under Steele, but I don't think it's that threatening. I don't think Nate Thomas at right tackles is that threatening because I don't think he's strong there. he might help you
There's
with
less grace for Steele as well in that position, just with the coaching staff. Like you said, he's been pulled more than once.
Well, because they don't want that quarterback to keep getting popped. Because the tackles is the reason why the quarterback keep getting McHit.
Please protect him.
Well, hopefully they protect him on Monday because
I'm going to do it.
you're going to get up there and suit it? What's your number? What's your
Here
jersey
come
number?
the men in black.
I'm done. Take us out.
What's your jersey number?
Is there a 32?
Get it together.
Is there a 32? It would be 32
There was
for me.
one. I think Troy Pride wore that number.
Yeah, I would be 32.
You want to be Troy Pride?
Please.
I'd be but I can't protect nothing with a 32. I need a bigger number.
Yeah, sister.
Barnacles.
Lord.
Yeah. Think about that. You have like 4 days.
Okay.
All right.
For protection.
Protection. All right. On that note, it's been a great show.
Dun.
Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's been great. See y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m. For Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll see y'all back here at 8 a.m.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!